trend of working from home has grown tremendously in the recent years, especially in 2020. Long gone are the days when employment was thought of as a strict 9-to-5 day, traveling to the office in the morning and returning back home in the evening. Now you can earn the big bucks without leaving your home. Number 1 is especially surprising, so make sure you stay tuned for that as we give you 10 of the highest paid jobs you can do from home. Number 10. Tax Preparer. A tax preparer is an accounting professional who calculates and files federal, state, and local tax returns for individuals or businesses. They can work for tax preparation and finance management firms who serve individuals and businesses, or they can serve an in-house tax accounting professional for a corporation. Or for the enterprising types, they can work from the safety and comfort of their own homes. Tax preparers ensure that an individual or business accurately reports their annual income, takes the correct deductions, and follows all financial regulations from the government. Sounds like an exciting job, but only for those who get turned on by numbers and tax rates. But the money tax preparers make isn't a pittance. These guys' median salary is around $31,000 a year. Another perk of being a tax preparer is that they can be flexible with their work hours. The downside is, those hours are usually long, especially during the peak of tax season. But hey, if you're working from home, you can't really call them long hours, can you? Number 9. Graphic Designer. If you have an eye for the arts and maybe a flair for catching the attention of the masses, then maybe you should try being a graphic designer. Graphic designers are visual communicators who create visual concepts by hand or by using computer software. They communicate ideas to inspire, inform, or captivate consumers through both physical and virtual art forms that include images, words, or graphics. The end goal of graphic designers is to make the organizations that hire them recognizable and prominent. By using a variety of media, they communicate a particular idea or identity to be used in advertising and promotions. These media include fonts, shapes, colors, images, print design, photography, animation, logos, and billboards. Graphic designers often collaborate on projects with artists, multimedia animators, and other creative professionals. Does it sound right up your alley? If it does, and you haven't tried it before, why don't you try it out? The downside is you'd probably be stuck in front of a computer monitor for hours on end. But for the median salary of $42,000, who's going to complain? Me, I'd still complain personally. Number 8. Public Relations Specialist. If you like talking people and know how to turn a negative thing into something positive, also called spinning, then a public relations specialist might be the perfect job for you. Public relations specialist's main job is to handle an organization's communication with the public, including consumers, investors, reporters, and other media specialists. This is all the while projecting a positive image for the company. In government, they may be called press secretaries, as they keep the public informed about the activities of government officials and agencies. An important part of a public relations specialist is knowing how to use social media such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and other platforms, because they are working close to bloggers, journalists, and media. So if you find yourself spending hours on end on Facebook and Twitter, this might be a career option for you. And a career it definitely is, as it can net you a median salary of $51,000. Number 7. Writer. And this is for sure one job I'm excited to see on this list, and for very obvious reasons. Being a writer might not be a walk in the park, but lace your boots up, because hard work does pay off. For the most part. Bloggers, authors, journalists, and yes, even scriptwriters for YouTube videos, they're all writers in different ways. And if you decide to take this path, you'll find it to be a very lucrative job from home, with a median salary of around $55,000. Wait, what? Moving on, I think there's no need to explain why novel authors can totally work from home. That is kind of self-explanatory. You can write whenever you feel inspired to because it's your story. You can publish it at any time you want. That is, if your publisher isn't breathing down your neck and your editor isn't making you rewrite everything. If you're not an author and you go for the media side of writing, you might have to go to an office from time to time. But the things you can do from home are countless, including research, preparing your stories, having all the materials ready, or promote your writing on social media. All you need is a working laptop and you are all good. Number 6. Post-secondary teacher. Since the online world is expanding and evolving as we speak, it's only natural for teachers to get involved in this environment too. Personally, I wouldn't want to be in this field myself, as I'm not that big a fan of teaching. You see, there is one requirement for this job that I simply don't have, nor would I want to, and that's the attention span of a normal adult. Post-secondary teachers are those lucky ones who can stay at home, drink their coffee, and tutor students via the magic of internet. They can communicate with people all over the world and give them advice using video conference, phone call, or email, making it easier and more convenient for both themselves and the student. If you have great online communication, you know your way around the internet, and you have good teaching skills, and not to mention the patience of a saint, a post-secondary teacher might be your dream job. Oh, and I forgot to mention, a job like this can net you a median salary of about $59,000. Number 5. Market and Survey Researcher. Market and survey researchers gather information about what people think. Some people would care less about what others think, but that's actually very valuable information. Using the info gathered, market research analysts help companies understand what types of products people want, determine who will buy them, and at what price. They also gather statistical data on competitors and examine prices, sales, and methods of marketing and distribution. They analyze data on past sales to predict future sales. If you think you can't do this job from home, well, you better think again. These guys usually work alone, writing reports and preparing statistical charts on computers. Does that sound like something you could do? It's not going to give you much time flexibility, as the job may require you to work office hours. But then again, for a median salary of $61,000, I'd personally work any time. Number 4. Registered Nurse. I know what you're thinking. How can someone be a nurse and be able to properly do their job from home? Well, it might not be possible during Florence Nightingale's time, but it's very doable today. Nurses don't necessarily need to work long hours in a hospital. In fact, some of them actually don't even have to show up in hospitals. They can also work in a medical call center doing telephone triage, or help coordinate care plans and providing care assessment. In some call centers, they require you to be registered nurses in order for you to be accepted into these jobs. And since the pandemic, more and more of these call centers are allowing their employees to work from home. Also, if you're a registered nurse working from home, you can somehow act as HR, and you can recruit new employees to fill open positions. Median salary for this kind of job would be around $62,000 a year. Number 3. Computer Software Engineer. Commonly trained in different technologies, computer software engineers are really well paid even if they work from home. In fact, these guys probably started the whole get paid while at home trend that we're experiencing right now. They usually report their work back to a team or management structure, sometimes in person, but most of the time virtually. If you decide to follow this job, you will create packaged software and customized applications, and those aren't just something you can study how to make overnight. Aside from an IT degree, some of the certification programs to become a computer software engineer, including Cisco or Microsoft training. And since technology is always evolving, you'll find yourself constantly studying to keep up with the times. But then again, if that's your cup of tea, expect a salary of around $85,000, sometimes even more. Yes, the money is definitely there, but it requires a lot of hard work as well. Statistics say that 17% of computer software engineers work more than 50 hours a week, even if they are home-based, so think twice before choosing this job. Now it's time for the day's best pick, which is a job involving money. So much money. I know most of you just love that thought, so let's answer the question, what job could it be? Find out next with number 2, Financial Manager. Financial managers are responsible for the financial health of an organization. They produce financial reports, direct investment activities, and develop strategies and plans for the long-term financial goals of their organization. Financial managers work in many places, including banks and insurance companies. So they technically don't handle money, but they make sure that a company knows what it does with its money as it grows. The role of the financial manager, particularly in business, is changing in response to technological advances that have significantly reduced the amount of time it takes to produce financial reports. Financial managers' main responsibility used to be monitoring a company's finances, but they now do more data analysis and advise senior managers on ideas to maximize profits. They often work on teams, acting as business advisors to top executives. Financial managers also do tasks that are specific to their organization or industry. For example, government financial managers must be experts on government appropriations and budgeting processes, and healthcare financial managers must know about issues in healthcare finance. Moreover, financial managers must be aware of special tax laws and regulations that affect their industry. Believe it or not, all the things I mentioned above can be done from the safety of your own home, although the job requires long hours. Of course, those long hours are always well compensated to the tune of $99,000 a year. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. Translator. Yes, I found our number 1 entry pretty surprising too. Who knew that being a translator could make you a lot of money, from home nonetheless? But it's true. According to my research, these guys can sometimes earn up to $132,000. As a freelance translator, you translate text from one language to another. It's a perfect job for working from home. Translation is a pretty straightforward job, and you can do it all by yourself at home with little to no equipment at all. But equipment is one thing, skill is a whole different matter. For one, you need to be fluent in at least 2 languages, the original language and the language you're going to translate it into. But in order to make the big bucks, you need to learn more than 2. And even knowing language is not enough. A certain skill is needed to make sure that you translate the thought of the original text, not just the words itself. You might need to revise your work at times, but if you possess enough talent, you'll be able to translate the words and also include the feel of the original work. This job comes with its fair share of challenges, and this work can seem quite monotonous at times. And time management is a skill you must have to succeed in this job. Know of any other high-paying jobs you can do while at home? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, check out some of our other amazing videos on the channel. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.